Hey, EU4, this is the Ryuku attempt, man. So, Ryuku is this one base tax, or two base tax, I guess, island off the coast of Japan. And there's an achievement that you can get for taking Ryuku and conquering the entire world. And I'm going to try that. Although I doubt I will be successful. So the first step is to do a no CB war against Champa. Champa! Because nobody likes Champa because they're animists. And so nobody will ally them, and so they're easy to kill. So I've done that, man. I have dechampified. My king is 432, and that's quite good. And my navy exists as just 2 cogs, whereas the Champa navy is 6 ships wide. So when our navies fight, my navy will be forced to flee, but they will flee quite successfully and easily, so no big deal. All right, so I got access to walk through Ming and Diviet. Now I'm going to try to ally Ayutthaya and Diviet. Of course, they won't accept an alliance with me until I finish the war with Champa, but we need to start improving relations now so that we'll be ready when it's time. It is time. Ooh. So that the Champa navy is coming to Champa all over me. So Champa starts with 6 troops. I only have 4. So what we want to do is bait Champa into dropping their troops onto our island. And then when they leave to go get a new batch of troops, we're going to come and kill the troops that they dropped. Right? So we fight Navy versus Navy. Now they should theoretically come drop troops on our island, although they might not be doing that. We'll wait until they come back, maybe? I don't know. Let's start walking over there and see what happens. I can't take their whole army in a fight, but if they put 2 of their troops in a ship and then send them with the general to go land on my island, then what I can do... Oops. We gotta move our... merchants to the Beijing trade node because it's the richest trade node ever. So yeah, I'm going to put 4,000 troops on the border with Champa. Champa is hopefully going to send 2,000 troops to siege my island. Then I'm going to take my 4 against their 4 and crush them, and then chase them down and stack wipe them, and then walk back over here and then drop my 4 on there too and crush them, and then Champa will have no more troops. So that's the goal. We're gonna hopefully catch them transporting troops and use that little momentary catching of them as a way to rock the Kasbah. I need to go protect Beijing with my fleet because Beijing is far enough away that Champa's fleet won't kill my fleet. So it looks like we have failed to catch them with their pants down. I guess they probably saw my army as their fleet was retreating. They probably saw my army walking over here, and they didn't want to risk what happened, or what I was planning. They didn't want to risk that happening. So instead, they stayed home with all their troops. And they're just going to sit right there. So it's going to be a little bit harder for me to deal with their 5,000 troops. I've seen them get 6,000 troops before, but I guess this time they're going to stick with 5. So once I have my 2 trade ships, I should have enough money to be able to afford 1 more soldier. Without any trade ships, I'm only making like 0.2 a month. But with 2 trade ships, I am making, come on, 0.91. So that gives me enough extra money to be able to hire 1 more soldier. And then it'll be a 5v5 fight, and I should be able to beat Champa's 5 with my 5 because I have a better general, hopefully. They have a 3-0 general, so they have 0 shock pips and I have 3 shock pips, so my general is way better than theirs. It's all about shock pips in the early game because of the way cavalry works. 0 damage during the fire phase, 1 damage during the shock phase, and infantry is 1/4 damage during fire and half during shock, so they do double damage during shock. Cavalry does infinitely more damage during shock, so shock is just the best phase early on. So being up 3 pips during the shock phase will give me a 60% combat advantage over Champa. So as long as nobody techs up or anything, should be an easy win. So my little extra troop has come out, and I'm going to move him over to Guangzhou. Ooh, and I got an heir who's 622. He's very good at administrative things. So you can see that extra unit cost a bunch more than he normally would because we went over force limits to get him. But mostly taking these guys off of the Beijing trade node is what hampered my income the most. So we're going to try to go get over there with these dudes. Hopefully they won't, Champa won't intercept me at Da Nang. If they see me coming, they might. But their fleet is currently staying home, so they're not scouting up here, which means that they probably won't notice I'm coming until I'm there, and then they'll all be dead. So as I take territory, I am an animist religion, and this province is Hindu, this one's Hindu, this one's Hindu, and this one's Hindu. So they've got, Champa is an animist nation, just like I'm an animist nation, but all of their provinces are Hindu. So I currently have 100% religious unity because my only province is animist, just like my state is animist. Champa has 0% religious unity because all of their provinces are the wrong religion. So they're probably converting the religion of one of their provinces right now. So my goal is to vassalize Champa. Champa, Champa, Champa. Nice little vassal. But also to take Languyen, or Taiguyen right here, because it borders 3 other nations, so I can use that to fabricate claims on other nations, so I don't have to fight no CB wars. Right? So I'm hoping that they convert the province to animist before I take that, before I siege that province. Oh, it looks like Champa is Hindu. I don't know why I thought they were animist. Yeah, it says different religion for me. Well, whatever. I guess I'm not waiting for them to convert the province. I'll just go kill them and take their provinces. Boom. Okay. So my religious unity is currently 100%, but as soon as I take even one province, it will be 0%. So I want to up my stability now before that happens. Even though it costs a ton of admin points and makes me very sad, I need to up my stability now, or else I'll just always be at -2 stability. Because once I take more provinces, once my religious unity gets really low, it's going to cost like insanely much to take provinces. I mean, to up stability, right? Stability cost is increased as your religious unity goes down. So my stability cost right now is 100, but soon it'll be 200, and that can be a big problem. So all of the territory I take over here, I'm going to feed to Champa until I'm ready to annex Champa when I need the next border. So taking just Taiguyen and vassalizing these 3 provinces will allow me to knock some provinces off of this guy, and then knock some provinces off of this guy and this guy. And then all the provinces I knock off of people, I'm going to feed to Champa. So Champa's going to own like a strip around here so that my one province will be totally surrounded by Champa provinces. Yay for Champa provinces! And then, once that's done, then I'll vassalize all 3 of these dudes. But while I vassalize them, I will take one province from each that borders another nation so that I can continue expanding. Because if you just vassalize them and don't take any provinces, you can't expand, and that would be bad. One concern that I have right now, of course, is that Champa has... Oh, I stack wiped them, so never mind. They're making units one at a time. But if I let them make 5 units, and my units are reinforcing super slowly, as you can see, because they're off in the middle of enemy territory, then their 5 units will easily kill my 3,000 troops, even though I have 5 stacks. Also, the cost of reinforcing my army is high, and it's hurting my belly button. So let's consolidate troops in such a way that gives us a stack that's very small. We want like there's a 250 stack. That's pretty good. Alright, so we'll leave these dudes home while we send these 4 guys off to go fight Champa. And that'll reserve the progress of our siege so that it doesn't reset when we leave the province. Boom. Alright, now we're going to go try to stack wipe. Oh, we already stack wiped them with our 0.2 sized army. Instant stack wipe. Alright, so now we're going to do the same thing again where we consolidate in order to give us some full strength armies. And then we'll send these 2 full strength armies to go siege while we send these guys over here to slowly reinforce their way back up to full strength. So we've got 3 super weak legions and 2 pretty powerful regions. Legions. I don't know why I call them legions. It's just fun. And instead of saying armies. Alright, so we're up to 52% war score. I think we need 70 in order to take a province and vassalize. But more importantly, we have to finish the siege of Taeguyen, because that's the province I'm going to take. Taeguyen does tend to... I've played this Ryuku start many times, by the way. I don't know if that's obvious from the way I'm talking, but I have failed every time, so that's why I'm still trying. Yeah, Taeguyen tends to revolt, but I'm going to try this time just using military power to keep paying off the revolt so that never happens. Because the way that I've lost so far every time is by taking too many provinces for myself, and then they revolt, and then there's no way for me to fight the revolt. Because I've never been able to get an army size bigger than 7 or 8. And if you have, a revolt that's size 25, and you have 7 army, there's just no way to fight them. You run out of manpower and you don't have any money. Just basically being poor, very poor with very low force limits everywhere is the big problem. So I would like to defund my army while I siege, because there's no real need to reinforce these troops. But I definitely don't want to go negative on money, but I can afford to pay for reinforcements right now. I'm reinforcing only 178 dudes per turn, which is costing me what? Let's see. Reinforcement cost of 0.74. So 178 dudes for 0.74, whereas I can buy 1,000 dudes for 10? Yeah, 10. So 100 should be 1. And then half that because it's reinforcements rather than buying new people, so it should be 0.5. And then because it's 170 dudes instead of just 100 dudes, and that's why, the math adds up, baby. I am only paying for the reinforcements that are reaching my soldiers. So the further I stand from a good place to reinforce, the less it costs per turn to reinforce. Also, the fewer troops that get to my armies per turn, but that's fine. No biggie. Biggie. Ooh, spare no expense. Inflation in exchange for the final stability. So now before I take that province, I want to up my stability one last time. And now I can take the province without worrying about stability. And notice I am using my king as a general, because you start with Ryuku as a 2 base tax island with nobody that they can fabricate claims against, but also you start with a 1/1/1 crappy king. So I want him to die, even though it'll put me into regency forever. Still, I don't like my crappy king. Hopefully my regency council will be very talented and will help me get lots of tech. I'm not actively trying to kill my king, but I'm not trying not to kill my king either, is my point. I'm saving myself 50 admin points by being kind of cavalier with the life of my monarch. Somewhat cavalier with the life of your monarch. So if I can save up 20 bucks, I'm going to buy another another trade ship, and if I can save up 40, I'll buy 2. Each trade ship, when you are a very tiny nation, is crazy useful, because the total trade power of my entire nation is 2. So I can double that to 4 just by having 2 trade ships. So it's quite good to have trade ships. Alright, so we're done with the war. We're going to take Taeguyen, and we're going to vassalize our good friends here. We're going to take all their money. No, we're going to let them keep their money, because then they'll use it to build troops that will fight for me. No, we're going to take their money. Yeah, because they're going to be disloyal at first anyway, so they're not going to fight for me for like 6 years. So I don't care if it takes them 6 years to finally build an army, because that's how long it's going to take me to convince them to fight for me anyway. I'm going to encourage divination, which reduces global revolt risk but increases the cost of stability. In general, I'm a huge fan, and always have been a huge fan, of taking only decisions that lower stability costs, so that eventually you can get your stability cost down to like 40 per stability, and then when truce breaking becomes very easy. Once your nation is insanely powerful and coalitions won't form no matter what you do, it can be very helpful to just stay at -2 stability all the time and walk around truce breaking everyone. Yeah, we can get an immediate CB against this dude, but I don't think we could take them with only... Oh, they're allied to Lan Na, too, which is this guy. Oh, it's good that they're allied to Lan Na. They might lose all their soldiers, because they're currently fighting against Lan Zhang. That's cool. So let's see if we can get any alliances. We're also going to start coring this province. And then we're going to convert it from Hindu to not so Hindu. We're going to rival 2 of our neighbors, but our third neighbor we're going to try to ally with, because he has been in the past quite sympathetic to our pleas for alliance, and this time is no different. He's ready to be my ally. You notice the game automatically pauses when my diplomat is available. Awesome. So now I'm going to improve relations with my good friend here, and then take the quest. Oh, now it's a quest to claim. That's sad. I used to have a quest that gave me a claim. Now I have a quest to manufacture my own claim. That's not nearly as fun. Gonna defund the army while I'm fabricating a claim over here and improving relations with my vassal. My vassal won't fight for me until I've improved relations with him all the way up to 200. So, depending on how crippled Khmer is from being recently at war with Lan Zhang, I will probably wait quite a while before starting this war. But let's check. K for Khmer. So Khmer has 8,000 troops and 15,000 manpower, so he didn't even fight in support of his ally. And they're still allies. So this war is going to be harder than usual. Usually Khmer can't get any allies, but this time they managed to, and that's very sad for me. Alright, so it's going to take me 1 year to fabricate a claim against Stung Trang. And during that year, I will work on improving relations with my vassal. He got 72 aggressive expansion from me declaring a no CB war on him. It seems kind of high. Maybe I also got caught fabricating against Stung Trang. But who knows. So this little thing means he's not going to help me if I go to war. We gotta wait for that to go away before we can really fight, unless we can bring one of our allies in against the buddies. Also, I'd like to work on trying to ally Ayutthaya. Oh, we can ally Ayutthaya. Awesome. Great. Alright. So we just got a random claim granted to us above and beyond the claim we had planned to fabricate. And I don't plan to take any territory for myself anyway, so claims aren't really important. Mostly I was just using the claims so that I wouldn't have to pay stability in order to start the war. So let's start the war and then hide our army, because it's going to take a little while for it to be ready. Hopefully, Ayutthaya will use their 15,000 troops and giant navy to completely stomp my opponent before I even get there. And then we'll come over and siege up the war target, which is Pre no war. No core, pre. We might want to cancel this claim fabrication. It's not helping us anymore. Yeah, I'm going to cancel it. Oh, did I have a quest for that? Whoops. No, I have a quest to fabricate claims up here, which I shall now do. So I'm going to improve relations with my vassal. My vassal has no troops, but that's okay because he's also not very helpful yet. So basically we're going to ignore him for a little while we improve relations with him. I don't know if that counts as ignoring. I'm sending a diplomat to constantly tell you how much we love you, and that's pretty much the exact same thing as ignoring, right? No. Okay, all set. So we're at 5x speed now, just fast forwarding through this war. This war is always pretty easy. The real challenge is killing Lan Zhang, because they tend to ally like 4 or 5 people. I've seen them ally Mongyang, Ava, Senwi, Tangu, and Pegu, and it's like, I can't take everyone at once in a fight. But this time, this is actually the first time I've been able to ally both Dai Viet and Ayutthaya, so it should be okay this time. See if I can survive until my allies get there, and I did. Success. So now we're going to do that thing where we try to consolidate our way into having one super strong dude hang out here while the other dudes go home to reinforce. Yep. So now we have 2 armies, each of size 1,000 sitting there. And our other 3 armies are each of size like 300, and they're sitting in our own home province, reinforcing as fast as they can. So in this war, I can theoretically, I need to take these 3 provinces and give them all to Champa, because that'll give him the border with Champasak, and then taking Champasak will give him a border with Da Nang. And that'll be the 3 wars that I'm planning to fight, or the 4 wars, I guess. So I could theoretically take a lot more than just 3 provinces. I could take almost all of the entire nation, but I'm not sure that whether or not I want to. I think I actually do want to. Normally I don't want to, just because I won't be able to fight the rebels that would cause. But because I'm feeding them to my vassal, hopefully he'll be able to avoid having rebels. And if he can't, then that's not even my problem. Like, oh no, he'll get peasant rebels that'll, whatever. But he won't get the same sort of, like, nationalist and religious rebels that I would get. Because he's just a cute little vassal. Ooh, nice! Nice! Ayutthaya darts in there and saves me just when I thought I was going to lose my army. Awesome. Way to go, Ayutthaya! 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 It's like a cheer. Woohoo! Ayutthaya! Ayutthaya! So Ayutthaya has claims on Angkor. If I don't give them that province, they'll be quite upset. I think I want to get all 6 of these provinces for myself and Angkor for them, but I doubt that I have enough. I don't think I have enough war score for all of that, even if I get 100% war score. So we'll see what I can get, but I'll probably give Angkor to Ayutthaya just to keep them friendly for a little while, but maybe not. I don't know. It only pisses them off by like -80, so as long as our relationships are over 180, should only bring it down to 120 or whatever. Oh, I hate when the AI assaults. They're like, we don't care about manpower. We're going to throw away manpower in order to assault the walls more quickly. And I'm like, okay, but it's my manpower that you're saying you don't care about. That's not very polite. Alright, so these 2 can siege that province, and these dudes will siege this province. Once all these guys are back up to 2,000, then I'll send my final little baby army. I'm going to allow people to attach to him, and then I'll send him to a 3rd province like Prek. Let's go to Prek now. Let's just be like, hey, what's up, Prek? How's your Prek? Are you feeling very Prek? I feel ever so Prek! Ever so Prek! It's fun to say. I went biking today, and I had to ask someone the time because I'm not the type of human that carries a watch or a cell phone or anything. And I asked this lady, hey, what time is it? And she answered in like an accent that I didn't immediately understand. So whatever it is that she said, I was just kind of staring at her like, I don't understand what that meant. Let me think about it. And I thought about it, and after like 2 or 3 seconds, I figured out what she'd said. It was 10 till 8 or whatever. And she had said 10 of 8, but she said it with an accent that I didn't immediately understand. And this whole group of people, tourists, hanging out with her, were just laughing at how funny I was that I didn't understand her accent. They're like, Americans. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, so while I was standing there staring at her, she said it again a different way. She's like, maybe you don't understand that. She's like, 10 till 8? 10 minutes till 8? I'm like, I get it. It's fine. No problem. So when I was a little dude, 16, back in the 90s, me and Nick, a friend of mine, used to play the equivalent of World of Warcraft, but it was before graphical stuff existed for that type of game. So there were MUDs, MMOs or whatever. Text-based adventure games, multiplayer text-based adventure games. And he said that he'd found one that he really liked, and he wanted me to try it. So he gave me his password so that I could try it for a little while. He was like, just go to the arena and kick some booties, and it'll be good times. So I tried it, and I liked it. And so I kept playing his character for like weeks and weeks, and I didn't realize that he didn't want me to, or that he didn't know I was doing it. So then he came on and discovered that I'd like gained a bunch of levels on his character, and he was like, I can't believe that you've been playing my character this whole time. And I wasn't there for him to complain to, so in order to take out his frustration that I had been naughty, he knew my password too, so he logged into a different game that he knew I played using my password, and he was like, let's see how you like it. And he was like, looked at my friends list and was like attacking all my friends and trying to kill them and stuff, but he didn't really know how to play, so he wasn't very good at killing them. So that game had because it's a text-based game, it saves the entire log of your play session, so I can just scroll through and read everything that happened. And it was funny reading it. Like, he walked into the room, 3 of my friends are there, he attacks one of them, my friend, like, retreats and then comes back into the room and is like, why'd you attack me? And he attacks them again, and they retreat and come back, and they're like, I don't get it. What is going on? Are you mad? And he just attacks them again, and they're like, is this really you? Hello? It was very cute. Let's convert that province. We're gonna have to pay down this rebel faction, unfortunately. It's gonna be expensive, but I don't think I can take a revolt. So you notice that Ayutthaya kept control of lots of sieges at first, because they were trying to get enough war score to get a separate piece and take Angkor. But then once they got a full siege of the nation and realized that they weren't going to have enough war score to get the province that they wanted, then they gave me back the sieges. It's kind of cool how all that works. It's like you can really understand how it's going. So we'll give all these provinces to Champa Champa, because Champa Champa is Champa-tastic. Champa 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 Champa. Alright, and then we're going to give as many provinces as we can to us, leaving only Udong as the final province that we can't quite get. Udong! Udong! Awesome. Boom. Okay, so now Champa is huge. Champa should theoretically have a lot of trouble coring all of this territory. They might get several revolts, and they might be very sad about that fact. But whatever. Let's try to start the war up here as fast as possible, because we want to allow our allies to attach to our army so that when Champa does get revolts, we can use our allies' troops to fight those revolts instead of having to use our own troops. Who would want to fight revolts with their own troops? That's just nonsense. We'd never do that. Ming canceled military access because of all the AE we just got. I don't really need military access to Ming anyway. I'm surprised how much AE I got with my allies. I got significantly less with my allies than I did with my enemies, but it used to be that you get almost 0 AE from your allies for doing stuff. Especially if they were in the war with you, it's like, how can you possibly be mad at me for doing something that you were literally doing with me? Like, how dare you, together with me, fight? Take Champasak. So I don't want to take Champasek for myself. I want to give it to my vassal, so I'm not going to take that quest. Achieve religious unity, obviously. I'd love to achieve religious unity. And this 10 army tradition is great, but I don't think I'll ever actually get enough manpower to succeed at that quest. So I'm going to take the religious unity quest. I am going to... I don't know if I should sit back and wait for my vassal to core some of that stuff, or if I should just start the next war. I'm going to wait for my diplomat anyway. Let's try starting the next war, see which of our vassal or allies will come. So Diviet won't come because accepting would destabilize them. Ayutthaya has 11,000 troops and 2 vassals, so probably a total of 17,000 troops. Pegu has grown dramatically compared to what they start as, and Ava has also grown. So Pegu and Ava together fought a successful war with the help of Lanzang. So I think the 3 of these guys combined are going to field like 30,000 troops. So I've got 5, my vassal has 4, but he's not ready to help me yet. And my ally, he's not even close to ready to help me yet. Oh, that's very sad. And my ally has 17, so it'll be really 17 plus 5 is like 22 against 30, so we really want to wait for Diviet to be ready. No rush. We're only trying to race against the clock in order to get a world conquest. It's not like we're in any hurry. Except that we're in a massive hurry. Okay. So why specifically would accepting destabilize Diviet? I assume that means they have a truce with Lan... Yes, they have a truce with Lan Na. Not and Khmer. They don't have a truce with Lanzang. So why would accepting destabilize them? I don't understand. Oh, maybe they have a royal marriage with Lanzang? No. Maybe they have military access with Lanzang? No. So they want to attack Lanzang. They have a quest to attack Lanzang. So why would accepting my call to war against Lanzang destabilize them? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Usually what that means is that the relationship between them is over 100. But in this case, they're rivals of each other. So their relationship is clearly not over 100. They don't have a royal marriage. They're not allied. They don't have a truce. So, I don't know. Weird. So bad. I can afford my 2 additional Barky Barks. Barky Bark and the Funky Bunch. My sister Heather talks about how she grew up with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Although I don't think she grew up with the Funky Bunch, just Marky Mark. She said she knows several women who've had sex with him, and that one of them was like, you should totally have sex with them. They're famous. And she's like, that's not a reason to have sex with people. And that's the end of her story. But I'm not Marky Mark, nor am I part of a Funky Bunch. Or really any bunch. I'm not a part. I'm not a part of the Brady Bunch. I don't know. So I kind of want Lanzang to attack Senwei or Tengu or Ayutthaya or someone. Ming. Go attack Ming so that I can kill you. I don't feel like we would be able to win without Diviet coming with us. It's funny that they didn't rival me. I guess I only own 1 province. And like, why bother rivaling me if I only have 1 province? One of the reasons that I've always taken far more provinces in the past is that it makes people more likely to ally you because they consider how many provinces you own. And it makes your vassals far more loyal. You can see the massive disloyalty that I have going on just because he's more powerful than me. I mean, even with 200 opinion, I don't think that I will have... He won't be loyal to me. And the bigger he grows, the less loyal he'll be. So I better damn well keep my allies, man. This is kind of scary. Alright, so you protect Hangzhou. 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 I don't know why zoo isn't zoo. I don't know. Maybe it's like Zoo-to-Chew Oreo cookies. Zoo-to-Chew. So when you think about it, Zoo-to-Chew, it's like you got a picture biting the head off a tiger, and it's we're gonna chew on that zoo. It's a zoo just for us to chew. A Zoo-to-Chew. That's what's going on there. I used to make Zoo-to-Chew cookies when I was little man with my mama. My mama and me would make a Zoo-to-Chew cookies. I'm waiting just a second for my morale to tick up, and then I'm going to start the war. I don't know if we can take them, but we can certainly try, you know. Almost out of manpower. Peg. Be nice if Ayutthaya could stack wipe Pegu before they get over to me. And it looks like Daiviet's going to help me kill Onzang, so that's good. Boom. Almost. Almost. You can do it. Yeah, bro. What's up? I don't think I can chase and stack wipe. My 5,000 troops have been reduced to 1,000 or 2,200. Very sad. My rebel faction's up to 50%. And revolt risk in my single local province is still quite high. Do I want to increase autonomy? This revolt risk will drop by 6 when my missionary's done. By 4 when my missionary's, so it'll drop by 10 when my missionary's done. And then it'll drop by 11 over time with nationalism and 4 over time with war exhaustion. So pretty soon it should be at like -6. So I'm not really in any rush to increase autonomy in order to get better revolt risk in that province. So let's grab these dudes and set out them. Boop, boop. Okay, so now we got 3,000 troops with several troops from our allies, and we're going to walk together up here to try to kill and maybe even stack wipe as many of our enemies' armies as we can. Because if we wait until they're all grouped up, and then Ayutthaya ends up over here and we're over there, and we can't fight together. So, unfortunately, I think we already reached that point. We just don't have enough troops. Boo, boo. So they've got a 0-3 general, which is actually just as good as our 4-3 general, because the only thing that matters is shock pips. This one is a 1-4 general. He's even better general than we have. So we actually have worse generals than them. We're even with them on military tech, obviously. But I need Ayutthaya to come here if I'm gonna win any fights with them. So I'm gonna go over and help Ayutthaya to siege up Pegu, because they have decided that's what's happening first. So we will help them. Let's fight together. So I can lose prestige or I can lose administrative points. Prestige seems like the good choice. And we're going to beat up Pegu's army. That we stack wiped Pegu. Sweet. Stack wipe Pegu. Alright, and now we're going to siege up some Pegu and sing a song. So I've depleted most of my manpower already. I started with the war with 4,000. Now I'm down to 1,000. I'm actually almost, yeah, down to like 700. Very low, very sad. Ayutthaya is coming to fight. So let's see if we can boot Pegu out of the war now that they've had a province siege. No, we can't. Ayutthaya wants me to go fight over there now. Let's keep taking more and more attrition walking around the map. You suck. Make up your mind. Alright. Let's try to get in there and save the day. Come on, Ayutthaya. Oh, wait. Daiviet's chickening out right at the end. Okay, stop, then go. I kill you. Nice. I kill you. Let's chase them and try to stack wipe, but make sure that our friend Daiviet sticks with us, because we certainly can't stack wipe if we're busy fighting 2 on 16 or whatever. So a good first goal would be to get Ava and Pegu out of here, but I mostly just have to stick wherever Ayutthaya and Daiviet. Well, Daiviet's letting me choose where we go, but Ayutthaya is not, so I kind of have to just follow him around. Now we're down to 0 manpower and negative manpower. Awesome. So Pegu should be out of the war any moment now. I wonder if I can vassalize Pegu. No, 163. But that means that I could have vassalized them if they were a co-belligerent. Oh, notice if I click this, clear offer, Ayutthaya is happy with this, right? If I click that, they're still happy with it. If I release nation, they're still happy with it. War reparations. I wonder what this thing means. Is given a province plus 10. So these guys are they don't care. Daviet's happy because I'm giving them a province, but if I do a white peace, then why are they still happy? Maybe the tooltip's just broken. Yeah, tooltip's just broken. Okay, never mind. All out investigation, and the result is that the tooltip's just broken. Alright, my Emperor Lanzang entered a military alliance with our enemy Pegu. It's funny, because they're in a war with Pegu. So Pegu must have refused to answer a separate call. And then they just re-allied right afterwards. Protecting Angzhou, protecting Angzhou. I'm surprised they didn't merge into one super giant fleet. Let's improve relations with Japan and Ming while we're fighting our little war. I don't know how important it really is to stay allied with Japan and Ming. I have never been attacked by either of them. I don't think that they really want my 2 base tax island. I suspect that if Japan united all of Japan, then they'd probably want to take my island. But until then, they've got their own problems. Their internal conflicts are real. They're a real thing that real people are really worried about. Real. So how is my rebel faction's revolt risk? Can I successfully crush rebels if they come? And how close am I to not needing to? Alright, I'm going to let the revolt happen. Then I can use Daviet's troops to hopefully crush the rebellion. Ooh, more army tradition. Cool. Come on, missionary. When you finish, then the revolt will go away. 3.5%. Come on. Nice. Let's go stand here. And wait just a minute for my missionary to finish. Oh, there's the revolt. Boom. Yeah, we caught it and killed it. Awesome times. Alright, so Pegu is ready to leave. Ava's not quite yet ready, but I'll boot Ava out in a sec. Awesome, religious unity achieved. Revolt risk is down to 0. My war exhaustion is getting kind of high because whenever you have soldiers in an area that they take attrition, it gives you war exhaustion constantly. If you use mercenaries, then you don't get war exhaustion from that, but they're also 2.5 times more expensive, so I don't usually use mercenaries. I do always 100% of the time use mercenaries. I'm lying about that. I just meant that as long as there is manpower, I stay away from mercenaries. Once I run out, then I switch to almost entirely mercenary-based armies. Alright, so I'd like a province and a vassal, but I can't vassalize them right now. So let's just go for war reparations, and we'll give a province to our little buddy. And annul some treaties and release Arakan. Ooh. Ooh. If I take this province, I could release it as Arakan. Ooh. Let's go up there. We'll just take this province and we'll release it as Arakan. And then we can possibly feed... No, it's just a 2-province nation, but still... Yeah, we can start feeding Arakan provinces from other people in the area. Good. We'll expand our surface area for expansion. We'll expand our expansion. Expansion. It's an expansion. I wonder if this is the proper culture. It's Laotian. Khmer only accepts Cham and Khmer culture, so if I took this and then tried to sell it to Khmer, Khmer would be like, nope, sorry, don't want it, don't care. Sick and tired of your nonsense. So look at this. Relations are up to 200, but they're not. Their liberty desire is too strong. So this is why we need a second vassal to start feeding a second vassal. So keep feeding Champa. Champa, we have provinces for you. So we've maxed our improved relations with Champa. And we should go back to improving relations with Ming. Should I take both of these provinces from Pegu? Or, I mean, if it's better AE-wise to just take one. And then I can feed the other one later with an actual CB, because taking provinces from non-co-belligerents is people get very upset about that, because you didn't have any justification for taking that province. You're just like, unjustified demands, man. Those demands are unjustified. Look at that, my current army size is down to 0 over here. Pretty sweet. Alright. Champa and Champa. Alright, Pegu. So let's take... We'll take this one province. And a bunch of money. And later we'll release this province as Arakan. And now, I don't know if we want to... if we'll be able to... We got culture Arakanese and Buddhist. This is also Buddhist, but is Burmese culture... Is Burmese in the same culture group as Arakanese? Because if it's not, I won't be able to sell that provinces to Arakan. I think maybe we should take nothing from Ava. But I am going to use this province to fabricate claims on all neighboring provinces before I release it as a new vassal. Alright, so fabricate claim on Pegu and fabricate claim on Tongu. And once the war ends, I'll fabricate claims against Ava. Why is this siege not progressing? Or maybe it is progressing, but I have 0 troops there, so I am not helping it to progress. Aww. Local residents upset at seeing their high-quality tea shipped abroad have attacked a tea ship and thrown the cargo into the harbor, although overall quantity was negligible. The province does have a little discontent. So my province that finally got down to 0 revolt risk now has +10 from a tea revolt. Oh well, tea revolt. Ooh, we lost the fight in Ava, and we might even get stack wiped over in Ava. And since we ended the war with Pegu, we might not have permission to walk to Ava. I might need to get a walking permission from here. Oh, geez. Sorry. We just got our ally stack wiped. Doesn't bother me. I didn't have any troops, but I'm sure it bothers my ally. I mean, I did just lose three armies, but they were kind of placeholder armies that would allow me to reinforce for half the cost of purchasing a new army, but that's like a total of 15 ducats of savings, and I don't really care about 15 ducats here and there. So Lanzang accepted peace from Dai Viet. Now they're just at war with me and Ayutthaya. And I have no armies, and my vassal isn't helping. So hopefully Ayutthaya is going to help me get a full siege, but they might bail at any moment. And if they do bail, then Ava's 7,000 army size is going to be a pain. Let's see if we can kick Ava out after we... after we finish doing what we're doing with our diplomats. Ayutthaya is perfectly comfy. They got no problems. No problems. We are Ayutthaya. We have no problems. Only 58 war score, even though they're almost completely sieged. It's very sad. So Ava has taken control of that siege, so they'll be even harder to boot out with white peace. I'd rather just white peace Ava right now. But unless we send troops over there, I don't think they're going to accept white peace. Ooh. Let's allow people to attach to us so that we can fight Ava. So Ava definitely has permission to walk through Pegu since they're allied, so that means that we do have permission to walk over there. I had questioned whether or not we do, but we do. Now my diplomat's back, so let's take a look at what we can get from this peace. We can already get a lot. But no reason to end a war that you're winning. Let's just keep winning it. And we'll keep improving relations with Daiviet and Ayutthaya. We don't want to make Ayutthaya stronger than us. I mean, they're already, they start with 16,000 troops. So they're already stronger than us. So we need to keep them happy because they could kick our asses. But we don't want to make them so crazy strong that nothing we do will ever make us stronger than them. You know, we want eventually to be stronger than them. So giving them 1 or 2 provinces is fine, but we don't want to just give them 1,000,000 provinces. That would be not good. And our war exhaustion is getting up there. Jumpa. Jumpa. Alright, that's all we can get. We can't get any more provinces, so it's time to offer peace. My war exhaustion is super huge. Take a few bucks and some war reparations. Ooh. Awesome. We'll make sure that Ayutthaya wasn't... No, Ayutthaya was very mad about that. Because they had a claim. No, they didn't have a claim. I don't know why they're so mad. Oh, because Lan Na full annexed Lan Xang after we ended the war. Which means that we no longer have a common rival. So they lost their, you know, you hate who we hate, so we love you kind of thing. Alright. Oops. I keep clicking on Champa instead of myself. So I want to rival Lan Na and Ava and Pegu. Alright. Lots of aggressive expansion against me. Very sad. Lots of war exhaustion. Lots of bad everything. Lots of just bad. Alright. So as our base revolt risk decays and our war exhaustion decays, we can definitely decrease autonomy. That'll be good. So for now, let's just make sure that our allies don't backstab us. They're probably gonna. I suspect that they're gonna backstab us. So we fabricated on those 2 things. We also want to fabricate against Ava. Strong military leadership. Our recent wars have given the rise to competent leaders even from the peasant stock. We could prosper from their skill, or we could reject them as they are, after all, not noble. Accepting them may upset factions throughout our country, and not accepting them will cause our army tradition to decay. We're not really going to be using our own troops. We're going to be letting our vassals fight for us, so I'm not sure army tradition is really required. But we have 100% religious unity, so stability is also quite cheap. And neither of these is that bad. So we'll lose stability, because I can buy it back by doing almost nothing. Alright, so let's start fabricating a claim against Ava, and then we will release Arakan as our new vassal. Good. We're going to improve relations with them. Alright, so I'd like to start a war against Lan Na, but we don't have claims against them. And I forgot to keep one province for myself so that I could fabricate claims against them. So next we're going to probably fight Tanggu. They have no allies. They're a single province minor. Easy to kill. We have no army of our own, so it might not be as easy to kill as you'd think. But someday we'll get our own army and we'll be able to kill them. We are not yet over on relations. We have 2 vassals and 2 allies, and that's a total of 4, and that's fine. But we will soon end up going over Diplo relations, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind falling way behind on Diplotech. It'll give our vassals a lot of liberty desire, which will cause them not to want to help us in wars, which is bad. But we're going to take the Diplo rep ideas to make our Diplo rep as high as possible, and that will help our vassals to want to fight for us more. Obviously, we're not going to take those ideas anytime soon. We'd also like to finish westernizing by 1500, which means starting exploration by like 1470. So it's kind of important that we get to the exploration group pretty quick. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff that we can get with colonists too. So exploration is just a generally good group to take when you're in this area. And now that I'm done fabricating claims against Ava, it's time to look into possibly attacking Tanggu to give me a border with Lan Na and Senwei so that I can start another war with them. Because I'd love to fight Lan Na next, but I'm not going to pay 300 Diplo just to fight them. It seems like a big cost. Also, I would get coalitions for sure if I did that. So Tanggu, I can't fight Tanggu and Mongyang without allies. My allies have war exhaustion, distant war. Just distant war alone is going to prohibit Dai Viet from caring about Tanggu. Ayuthya's primary concern is that they don't like me. So nobody is ready to go to war yet. Let's give peace a chance. Give peace a chance. They just annexed that vassal up there. That's cool. Ooh, they just forgave me for something that they had previously held as a very important slight. So it looks like Dai Viet only has 6,000 troops. Ayuthya is allied with them. They're allied with me and Ayuthya, no one else. So if they get another ally, a not very strong ally, like Tanggu or something, then I would attack that ally and then pull Dai Viet in and kill Dai Viet. Ooh, Ming just gobbled up something. I don't think Ming is supposed to have territory over here. Crazy. How strong is Ming currently? Because Ming tends to have a crazy high force limit, but they have internal problems, so their army sometimes dies. So their force limit's 45. And their army size is 67. So they're currently ridiculously strong and not even worth thinking about. But someday they'll fall apart to rebels and we'll kill them. It'll be good times. Hopefully. Hopefully that happens. So during this time of crisis where I wonder where my next war is going to come from, I think I will end this episode and we'll go on to episode number 2 in the future. I'll see you later. Ryuku out!